Hello horror movie lovers, I'm Trenton and I love movies just like you. In today's video, we're going to be watching *Malignant*. Now, I haven't seen the movie just yet. I'm literally finna go watch it like right now. But my expectations are literally through the roof. Like I am, oh my god, like my expectations are like too high right now. Because ever since they first announced this movie, I was already on board. And from everything that I know about it already in the trailers, I I'm just so excited. Do you love movies and TV shows? If so, consider subscribing to my channel for more videos from me and make sure you hit that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. Almost 92% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel. Like, what? But without further ado, let's go watch *Malignant*.
Oh no. No, 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 silly
Fucking cunt.
So, I just watched *Malignant*. And what the fuck, bro? What did I just watch? *Malignant* follows Madison, who is paralyzed by shocking visions of grisly murders, and her torment worsens as she discovers that these waking dreams are in fact terrifying realities. Now, did this movie meet my expectations? Yes. 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 Yes, 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 yes. Wow. Wow. This is going to be a spoiler-free review entirely. Like, this movie gets fucking insane. And I just don't want to spoil the experience for y'all. Like, it's better knowing little to nothing about this movie because the twists, oh my god, like, you're just going to be like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, what is this? What is this? It's amazing, but like, yeah, this is gonna be spoiler free. I'm not gonna go into spoilers, and just try avoiding any spoilers if you can. Just don't like just watch the movie and just try to avoid all spoilers for this movie. Now let's start off with my positives. My first one would have to be the characters. I actually found them to be very likable. Specifically the sisters, which is like the main character and her sister, and the male detective. I really felt for their characters. Like, they were either very relatable or just very nice. And I really liked their characters, and I did not want to see anything bad happen to them or I was going to be pissed. But yeah, the characters are, they're developed, but they're not like super developed. Like, you don't know their whole backstory for like every single character. Like, you know the main girl's backstory, but you don't really know the other characters' lives or how they grew up or like that type of stuff. But they're still very likable, and I really like the characters. Like, obviously there were some characters that were like kind of like, I guess, annoying on purpose. Like, you weren't really like supposed to like them, but like, yeah. My second positive would have to be the cinematography. It's very smooth and very cinematic. Lots of aerial shots, zoom ins, tracking shots. And it's very James Wan. Like, if you watch any of his movies, it like even if I didn't know beforehand that this was a James Wan movie, I would have kind of already assumed that it was James Wan because the camera work is just very, very sleek and very amazing. Like, I really liked it. My next positive would have to be the pacing. Now, the pacing is actually really quick in this movie. It's definitely not a slow burn. Like, it gets started pretty quickly. Like, I was kind of expecting it to be a slow burn because, I mean, the movie's like 2 hours, but it didn't feel like 2 hours. And that's like very impressive because I was already tired before I watched this movie, and I was never really bored. I never fell asleep. I never dozed off. I was fully invested with the story, the characters, everything. I was just really invested. And yeah, it gets started pretty quick. And I like when movies have quick pacing and they're not slow burns. Like, obviously, if I'm in the mood for a slow burn, I'll watch it. But this was a very action packed, very entertaining movie. My next positive would have to be the effects. This movie. This movie is gory, it's violent, it's disgusting, it's perfect. Literally perfect. If you know me, you know I love gore in movies, horror movies. And oh my God, it was amazing. Like, I was looking at the screen so invested when it came to like the death scenes and like the action sequences. I was just like, wow, I was just not expecting it. Because when you watch James Wan, oh my God, why does that not sound right? James Wan's other movies. I'm so dumb. But James Wan's other movies, they're never really focused on violence and like gore. And there's rarely ever even like death scenes. I'm mainly talking about the Conjuring universe movies. And those are pretty much all rated R, I'm pretty sure. And it's just like, this movie was definitely definitely different from his other stuff. And it combined like multiple different like subgenres of horror. Like, it was slasher, psychological, supernatural. And I really like that. Like, I really have not seen anything like this before. Like, it has similar elements to other horror movies, but it kind of is like its own thing. And that's what I really liked about this movie. Like, it seems so unique, and it's just, oh my God, it's just so amazing. Now, my last positive would have to be the third act. Oh my God. The third act of this movie. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's just so funny because I was just not expecting it. Like, this movie pulls like a full 180, and you're just like, what did this movie just turn into? Like, this just turned into something completely different. It's absolutely insane, but absolutely amazing. Like, obviously, I'm not going to get into it or like the twist or anything, but like, to a certain extent, I kind of did expect the twist, but at the same time, it wasn't exactly what you expect. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, I really want to talk about it, like, talk about it in depth, but like, again, this is spoiler free, and I got to keep it to myself because you need to experience this movie for yourself without spoilers, without even like a hint of what happens. Just amazing. Third act, amazing, amazing, amazing. Now, I watched this movie twice. I watched it on September 10th in theaters, and I watched it on September 11th, which is the day I'm filming this video, on HBO Max. I watched it at home. And I still can't think of a negative. Like, I can't think of a negative. I feel like this movie is just so spot on, and it's just my type of movie. Like, I feel like it's definitely not for everybody because it's a really freaking weird and disturbing movie, but it's still so entertaining and so fun. And I mean, like, yes, there are some inconsistencies with the story. Maybe it's just me. They probably did explain it later in the movie, but there was just some scenes that I was just like, does that really make sense now? Like, how does that make sense? But like, it never really took me out of the movie. It's just like, after you watch it, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, that kind of doesn't make sense. Like, it makes sense, but it doesn't make too much sense. And I mean, some of the effects were pretty questionable, especially in like the action sequences, like not like the death scenes and stuff. Like, the effects with the deaths are amazing, but like, definitely in the third act, sometimes you can definitely tell that it is CGI, but again, it doesn't take you out. It's so entertaining. It's so weird. It's so disturbing, but they did that on purpose, and I just really liked it. I really liked it. Like, I can't think of a negative. And since I can't think of a negative, I'm just going to read negative reviews because I need to see what people are saying about this movie because I'm honestly just curious on what people are thinking. As of right now, the movie has a 74% on Rotten Tomatoes for critics and a 51% for audiences. That's so odd to me. I feel like it would be switched because the movie is so weird and like it's so weird, and I feel like audiences would like it more, but surprisingly the critics like this movie a lot. And I don't know, that's like really surprising because critics, like top critics and stuff, are definitely picky when it comes to horror movies, especially weird horror movies like this. But yeah, that's really surprising. Okay, let's start off with this negative review. Easily one of the dumbest movies I've seen in a long time, so was at least entertaining for that reason. Perfect example of a director trying too hard to come up with some surprise twists paired with a total Inception closing scene ripoff. Audience let out more confused laughter than suspenseful squeals. I mean, the movie's not dumb. I mean, it's weird, but they did that on purpose. It is entertaining. Trying too hard to come up with some surprise twist. Like, I don't understand. Like, a twist is supposed to be a surprise, and how, like, trying to. We're just gonna go on to the next one. No. Weirdest plot and reveal I've ever seen. Not scary either, just weird. The plot is hard to follow. The level of violence is laughable. You don't feel invested in the characters whatsoever. I mean, horror is subjective. I mean, some things scare some people and some things scare another person. Like, not everybody's scared of the same thing. So that's whatever. The plot is hard to follow. Not really. The level of violence is laughable. I mean, it's just a violent movie. I don't understand. Like, it's supposed to be that way. That's how the team made it. The team. I don't know. I don't understand. You don't feel invested in the characters whatsoever. I was invested in the characters, but again, not everybody's gonna be invested in the characters. Okay, whatever. I'm not even gonna go too much into this because, like, no. Okay, we're gonna go with one more. I'm sorry, I really wanted to like this movie, but wow, did it disappoint. The acting seems pretty theatrical / dramatic for a scary movie, and the movie changed views many times. Everyone is dressed as if they were in the 70s, but drove current cars. The movie also started with the same feel as one of the Conjuring movies, old style and with good suspenseful points. But as the movie progressed, it just kept changing styles. I don't know, but I watched the full movie because I wanted to keep giving it a chance. Highly upset in a funny way. The acting seemed pretty theatrical, dramatic for a scary movie. What? The movie changed views so many times. I just don't agree. I mean, the movie's not that hard to understand. Like, I don't understand why people, like, aren't able to handle it. Like, it's not that complex of a movie. Like, yes, it is a mystery movie and detective investigation type mystery movie. And I mean, like I don't understand how people are. Okay, everyone is dressed as if they were in the 70s but drove current cars. I didn't really notice that. I feel like everybody was dressed. I mean, everybody has different, like, styles and I don't really. Okay. The movie also started with the same feel as one of the Conjuring movies. That's not a bad thing. Old style and with good suspenseful points. That's not a bad thing. But as the movie progressed, it just kept changing styles. I really only noticed a style change probably like once in a movie, and I was like in the third act. Like, the movie's pretty much the same throughout except the third act. Anyways, I don't know, but I watched the full movie because I wanted to give. Okay. Well, I don't really agree with these reviews. I feel like these people were just hating on the movie. Like, some of these are just like not even like like oh my god. I'm not even gonna see. I'm getting riled up. I need to stop. But yeah, overall, I want to give this movie a 9 out of 10, but like at the same time, I can't think of anything wrong with it. Like, obviously there was like a few inconsistencies, but like the movie is just really good. So I might have to give it a freaking 10 out of 10. I know that's crazy, but this movie is just perfect for me. I just love how it subverted our expectations and turned into something completely different in the third act. And I just, because I liked the first two acts and I was like, wow, this is interesting. But then when it came to the third act, I was like, what? What is happening? And I love that feeling. I love weird, disturbing, odd movies like this. And yeah, it's the perfect movie for me. So I would have to give it a 10 out of 10. If you haven't seen it yet, you need to watch it, but avoid spoilers at all costs, because if you know the twist beforehand, it kind of ruins the experience. Like I said earlier, like, you need to try to go into this movie as blind as possible. If you haven't seen a trailer, don't watch a trailer. Even though the trailers don't even really spoil that much, it doesn't really spoil anything. I feel like the second trailer did kind of spoil one scene, like spoil a scene, but it didn't really have anything to really do with the story. I mean, it kind of did, but yeah, the trailers don't really spoil that much. I mean, some of them do kind of spoil, not necessarily death scenes, but you kind of do know who's going to die, but you don't really see them dying. So, like, yeah. But yeah, again, 10 out of 10, A+, S+, whatever the fuck. This movie was amazing, and I loved it. But again, if you did enjoy this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and turning on that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. All right, horror movie lovers, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.